Well, welcome back to Desert Smoke Reviews. This is Justin.
Wyatt.
And Monty.
Tonight we're taking a look at the Romeo and Julieta, the Medea Noche. We did the H. Upman Medea Noche, and eventually we'll probably do the Monte Cristo. Might as well do all three. But tonight's the Romeo and Julieta. It's a nice little Robusto. I'd like to see a bigger ring gauge with the Robusto, but it's all right. It's a nice dark black, really nice looking wrapper. A little lumpy, definitely a hand rolled cigar. Some moderate veins, but nothing too bad. Seams are done well, very tight, visible. Cap's done well. Pack's firm, but I don't think it'll be a problem. It's not too firm. The aroma, whoa. I got a lot of nice earth and chocolate for myself. Very, very nice. And then off the foot, man, it's mostly just chocolate going for me. Very, very nice.
Yeah, this is a beautiful looking stick. It's a overall pretty firm pack. There's a couple of squishy areas, but maybe even a couple of stretch mark type of areas. Hello, Shumpert. On the aroma, yeah, especially in the wrapper, just a lot of earth, and you know, it's just reindeer, so it might just be me, but it smells like a field almost after it rained. It's really nice. And then on the foot, yeah, just a lot of earth and chocolate. You know, tell me if I'm full of it. There's a little bit of a almost wine-like smell at the foot. It's kind of got that tart sweetness.
Can you really smell the grapes?
I can really smell the grapes in this cigar, yeah. And the tobacco, the grapes really come out of it, so it's really nice. Monty.
As much as it pains me to admit it, I actually agree with you on that. There is something there. But yeah, this is a nice cigar. Like Justin said, I'd like to see it a bigger ring gauge with a Robusto. If I'm gonna smoke a Robusto, I want it to be big and big wide one. Anyway, this cigar has a really interesting just a feel to the wrapper. It's almost like, if you will, kind of a fine sandpaper. It feels really nice just to touch it. There's a couple of lumps, a couple of soft spots, but on this one the seams are almost non-existent. It has a nice firm pack to it, more or less, just a couple of soft spots like I mentioned. And on the wrapper, I don't get quite as much earthiness as the guys did, but it is there. It's just a real nice sweetness to it, But on the foot, yeah, tons of chocolate for me, and damn it, Wyatt, I'm gonna have to agree with him. He's right. There is some sort of fruitiness, some sort of deep kind of grape wine aroma to it. So it's there. I agree with him. So we'll see.
Let's get it lit up, toasted, and see how it goes.
I need a lighter.
That one works.
Oh, good. It's a nice charred tobacco sort of aroma to it before you take the puff. A lot of bitter chocolate on it for me, but
I almost had a bitter coffee.
let's meet in the middle and say cocoa.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll buy into that.
I don't know if it's coffee or chocolate, but it definitely has the bitterness of a 40-year-old divorced woman for sure. Not horrific, but just enough to make it interesting.
There is definitely a bitter note on there. I couldn't have said it better.
Generally, our wives don't watch these reviews, so we're probably safe with that.
Not very.
Yes, maintain the illusion of single.
I get a good amount of spice though on mine. Maybe.
I don't get any spice.
Really? I do. What?
It's very earthy, chocolatey. There's a lot of spice in the retrohale for me,
Maybe that's it.
but not so much on the finish. But like you said, let's go with cocoa.
Definitely a bitter cocoa. There is a
Yeah.
bitter note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a horribly bad bitter one.
You know, the first puff, I got that almost sort of dried fruit, you know, wine, whatever type of taste to it, but that's pretty much done for me. It's a wonderful start, a pretty good burn.
Let's get in the first third, see how it develops. Welcome back. We're about 10 minutes in this Romeo and Julieta Medea Noche. And I have to say it's extremely good. For me, it is very earthy. It's kind of the undercore flavor, and I still get like a bitter cocoa or baker's cocoa. That bitterness is not bad, but it is very a good bitterness. But it is very, very bitter. Kind of medium in body, probably the same in strength. Overall, just really enjoying it. Ash is holding on well. Draw is very good. No complaints.
Yeah, I agree. This is just great so far. I've been trying to think of like an occasion to smoke this cigar. And, you know, of course, at the end of your day, it's pretty spicy. It's not heavy, but it's something that really warrants your attention, and that's what I'm going to keep thinking of. But yeah, the flavors are excellent. I mean, there's a little bit of spice, especially in the retrohale. And there's really nice, you know, bitter chocolate sort of flavors, or bitter cocoa, coffee. You know, really maybe all three. And then nice earthy core to the cigar. I mean, it's just very good so far. And I'm not a huge Romeo and Julieta fan, but it's very good.
I agree. It is better than I thought it would be just in this first inch of the cigar. I am right along with what Wyatt and Justin were saying, but I also would like to say that I'm getting a good amount of cedar in the finish, really noticeable in the finish. And I also had a bunch of spice right at the first 6 or 7 puffs that to me was a bit much, but it went away, you know, real quick a few minutes in. Now there's tons of earthiness and a little bit of chocolate, and like I said, I'm getting that cedar in the finish. But the burn is super nice. I didn't have the best light to it, but man, it corrected itself, and mine is pretty much razor sharp with a nice firm ash. So far it's a heck of a good start for me.
Well, let's get into the second third. Approach the midpoint. See if we can changes. Welcome back. We're about halfway on this Romeo and Julieta. Not a whole lot to really update you on. Flavors really have stayed pretty par for the course for me. The spice that Monty mentioned, I might have a little bit of a tingle on the finish, but nothing really to write home about just yet. If I had to say, it's just kind of keeping par for the course. Still very earthy, very like a bitter coffee or cocoa on the finish as well. Medium in body, medium in strength. Ash is holding on well. Just overall performing exceptionally nice. A very good cigar. Really enjoying it.
Yeah, not a cigar that you want the flavors to change. I'm still kind of at a loss on exactly what kind of situation you want to smoke the cigar for. Definitely a special occasion type of stick for me. Not something I'd want to smoke every day because I think I'd lose appreciation for these flavors. And again, I'm not a huge Romeo and Julieta fan. I think they're fine, but I kind of judge them as kind of a, you know, starter brand type of cigar. You know, good cigars, but mostly for kind of your beginner type of cigar smoker. But this is excellent. This really makes me want to go back and revisit a lot of Romeo and Julieta sticks.
I agree. We had the H. Upman the other night. Didn't we all like it pretty well?
It's okay.
Yeah, I thought mine was pretty good. But this one is outstanding, and I think it would be even better in like a Torpedo, Toro, Church, something bigger.
A little bit wider ring gauge.
Yeah, wider ring gauge for sure. But I really enjoy this. I don't have a whole lot new to say because it stayed really good. I'm still getting a little bit of cedar though on that finish, and it's a nice long finish for me. It's really enjoyable. My burn is still, I mean, just perfect. The ash is really nice and firm. Just a super good cigar. And like Wyatt said, you know, I was thinking about while he was talking. I think it's certainly a cigar that you don't want to be doing something else with because I think you might not enjoy it as much. I think you want to pay attention to the cigar, and you know, when we're out here sitting around talking, you know, it's a damn fine cigar, and you wouldn't want to waste it doing something else at the same time.
Well, let's get in the final third. Let's see if we get any changes. Well, welcome back. We're at the final third, approaching the midpoint of this Romeo and Julieta Medea Noche, or how do you say it? I'm sure I butchered it. Overall, wonderful stick. I really enjoyed it. No flavor changes, really, even from the first third, kind of the same straight par for the course throughout the whole cigar, but they are good flavors. A really nice, bitter coffee, cocoa, some form of that. But it's very, very nice. It's got a nice semi-sweetness to it. It's always got an earthy undercore. I just really enjoy earthy cigars. A little bit of spice here and there, but it's fleeting in and out. A little bit of that cedar that Monty mentioned came, but for me it was very fleeting, never really stuck around. Ash held on, never had to do a touch-up. Really good draw. We've kind of, Wyatt mentioned like a special occasion. I totally agree. This is just an overall very nice cigar to sit down and enjoy, celebrate something. But, it's a good end of the day cigar if you're just, celebrating the fact that you made it through the day. Really enjoyed it, really like it. If I was going to rate it, I would give it a solid 9. I really liked it. I'd definitely smoke it again. I would like it in the bigger ring gauge. This is, I believe, a 52 by 5. I'd like to see something around a 54 by 6, maybe a Toro or a Torpedo. A little bit more girth to it. But overall, really enjoyed it.
I couldn't agree more. What really impressed me, besides the taste, was the construction of the cigar. I'm down to like half an inch maybe, and flavors never washed out. Still tastes just as good, and that's really impressive for me. But yeah, the flavors all throughout, like Justin said, that kind of bitter chocolate and almost sort of a musky sort of earth. It's again, just a very good cigar. Save it for a special occasion. I go a little bit higher. I give this one a 9.5. If there was just a little bit more to the cigar, like a bigger size, yeah, I could see this being a 10. Save it for a special occasion. Go out and get one. It's very good.
I'm going to be a little bit of a dissenting opinion here. I can't quite give it that high a rating. I do think it's an exceptional cigar. As far as this particular cigar, the only thing that would make it better is for it to be a little wider, like we've talked about several times. I'd like a Robusto to be a bit bigger around. And I agree that I think it would be a lot better in a Torpedo or a Churchill size. The cedar that I mentioned earlier, once I got to this last third, it's definitely not gone completely away, but it's way, way less. For about 10 or 20 minutes there, it was real pronounced, and I really enjoyed it. But that said, the spice went away very quickly, half an inch in or so. But it's been a great, great cigar. And I like the fact that it's a great cigar, and it's what we, more common brand. I think we kind of, and I say we, I mean cigar smokers as a whole, we kind of get in this rut of, well, if it's not a certain this brand or certain that brand, then it's probably not good. But the fact of the matter is, Romeo y Julieta, sells a ton of cigars, so they're not all crap. And I like it when I see one that's really good from one of the bigger name brands that people think aren't exactly as cool or impressive. But this is a really good cigar. As for what I would rate it, my prejudice is that it's a Robusto. So I'm only going to say an 8.5. I think easily a 9 or a 9.5 in a bigger size, but it's definitely a damn fine cigar that I think is worth keeping around, especially if you can get it at a good price. Then by all means keep it around. So 8.5 for me. I definitely recommend it. It's definitely a good cigar.
Well, in conclusion, if you like our videos, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. Until next time, smoke 'em if you got 'em.